Hey guys, my name's Emory and I'm brand new to this channel, as you can tell by the fact that I've never been on here before. I'm gonna start off with a little introduction of myself before I get into the topic of the week this week. So here we go. Like I said, I'm Emory. I'm 25 years old. I identify as transmasculine non-binary, so I'm not fully binary male, but I'm somewhere in between the maybe neutral to male range. I go by he or they pronouns. Those are cool with me. I have 2 cats and a dog, which you may hear or see run into the room. I think I just heard one throughout the course of this video, so ignore them. There's one. I like art, I like YouTube, I like athletic things, I like to play ukulele, yeah, that's all you need. I graduated from college in 2015, so any type of questions about school I'll probably relate to work, which today's topic is actually about coming out at work, so all of those types of questions are going to be focused on my workspace instead of my school space. Okay, that's enough about me. Let's get into the actual video. So this week's video, or this week's topic, is about coming out in the work or the school setting, and I'm gonna describe a bit about my work setting before I get into the topic, because it kind of is relevant to how I'm coming out. So my workspace is kind of that where there's about 3 people in the office regularly, but there's tons of employees, but they work outside of the office, but for the company. So they'll be kind of in and out, but usually not in the actual office setting, whereas I'm more often in the office setting. So since I only have a couple of people that I see on a day-to-day basis, it's a little bit different than if I were to work with a big, giant workplace and tons of people. So I personally haven't come out in my workspace since it's just a couple of people and we're not super collaborative. It's kind of we're all working on different planes of the same business. So I have been able to be pretty private about my personal life. I kind of will do the niceties, talk to people about day-to-day things, but I don't have to really talk about myself very much. But I started tea on December 12th, 2017. So I've just recently hit 1 year on tea and I'm starting to see changes. My voice is already getting deeper and things like that would be noticeable to people even if they didn't know me really well. So I'm getting to a point where I actually need to come out. And so this is actually a really appropriate topic for me right now. So the first question that we're supposed to focus on is, how have you or do you plan on coming out at work for me? And since I haven't done so yet, I guess I'll talk about how I plan to come out, which is, I think I'm going to write an email to everyone, because we don't do really written communication, and I feel that I'm not very close to the people in my office, so it would be easier for me to write to them than to speak to them face to face about something as personal as transitioning. So I plan on writing an email addressing it to the main people in the office first. I don't know about everyone, because I know that everyone in the company still addresses me with like she or miss or things like that, and that's not appropriate for me. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to address those people later, but either way, I'm gonna write the email to the people who work in the office and just basically tell them how I identify, what that means for them, for what they're going to do in reference to me, such as pronouns and addressing emails and things like that, and the fact that I'm on testosterone and they're gonna see changes with that. But I think I'm gonna leave it pretty surface level as far as that, just kind of what they need to know and not anything that they don't really have the right to hear about. So I feel like I would do it that way. The second question, which I'm kind of leading into anyway, is do you come out to different people in different ways? And do you give some people more information and some people less information? And I definitely do come out to people in different ways and give some people more and less information. For example, with my friends, I got to come out to them and tell them all about what being non-binary means, and how that makes me differ from a binary trans person. And so it was really easy to give all the information at one time, and they kind of just got used to it, and they interchange he and they pronouns, which is when I'm most comfortable, is when it's kind of a balance and people use them randomly. And so that was nice, but with, for instance, my family, or people that aren't kind of as educated about trans issues, I told them how I identified, but kind of gave them the leeway to just act as if I was a binary male. Initially, they used he pronouns exclusively. They called me like son, brother, that kind of thing, and so it made it simpler for them to understand. And then over time, I kind of give them more information about what that really means and how it really feels for me, and they've started to integrate they pronouns and stuff like that. So they kind of got built upon the information that I gave them, and then with my friends, they just got everything all at once. So it definitely depends on how educated I feel like they are on LGBT issues as a whole, and how easy I think it'll be for them to latch on to the idea. So it definitely depends on how well I know them and what I know about them as to what I tell them. So for my workplace, I feel like just telling them that I'm binary might be an easier way to get by, since I am comfortable. That's a big deal, is that I am comfortable with being called he pronouns and being referred to in a completely male way, especially since being at work is such a small importance, precedence, some kind of space in my life. It's not a big deal to me, so if they all call me binary things, I'm okay, because I come home and see my friends and stuff like that, and they all understand that I'm non-binary. So if I can just make that a little pocket of my life where I'm binary, then that's fine with me. So yeah, I guess throughout my transition, I'll probably educate them more on trans issues later in life, but I haven't come out at all yet, so we're gonna start off being binary and talking to them about that. I know that within this year, it's my goal to get top surgery, so at some point I'm gonna have to tell them that I'm gonna be out for 2-3 weeks, depending on my healing process and things like that. So I'm gonna have to notify them that I'm having surgery either way. So there is an option for me to say it's like breast cancer preventative surgery, but I'd rather tell them what it really is so that they know how much healing is involved. But either way, that's something I'm going to have to talk about at some point, so it's a lot to come out at work. But the biggest issue with me coming out at work right now is that I've heard anti-LGBT comments, especially against gay people, but I've also heard when the trans military ban thing happened, I heard a lot of anti-trans stuff, so it's not the most receptive place, but given the type of business that it is, you'd think it'd be more receptive, so I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up about how they're gonna react, and I'm kind of tiptoeing around the subject until I feel absolutely comfortable so that I can have real discussions about it and educate people. But that's all I have for this topic. Thank you guys for allowing me on this channel. I'm really excited to keep posting and have new topics to talk about and educate people about trans issues. But I have another channel below where I have my 1 month on tea update, and I'm going to put my other tea updates on there, so if you want to see that kind of content, if it's not a topic that's on this channel, I'm going to put that stuff below. Also my Instagram, I post every day, and I talk about my transition there too, so if you want more content from me, that'll all be in the description. Go ahead and like this if you're glad that I'm on the channel now. Comment below if you have any questions or video suggestions or anything like that. And subscribe to the channel to make sure you see all the other people's content on this channel. I know there's one other non-binary person, and the rest are, I think, binary trans guys, so you can check out their content and all their views on the same topic. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.